So you can bring both hands to cover your lower abdomen. It's suggested that women have the right hand covered by the left and that men have the left hand first covered by the right to create a connection with your own body. Moving forwards and backwards to find the center of your foot, and moving left and right. And notice that even as the floor is holding you up, you can also connect more intentionally with the floor and the posts that are holding this floor up and the earth beneath that. Deep, deep, deep down, past the tree roots, past the water table, all the way to the center of the earth. You are supported. As you breathe in, breathe so deeply that your hands move. And as you breathe out so fully that your hands come towards your spine. Check your feet, let them be soft and wide and stable. And then again, breathing in through the nose, so fully that your hands expand with the breath, and then breathe out with a sigh. Again, breathing in through the nose, as big a breath as you can, and blowing it out through the mouth, as big an out breath as you can. Good. And do a few more of these on your own. Letting your mouth relax. Notice if your eyes want to be opened or closed. Either is fine. Letting your teeth separate. Adjust your head, neck, and shoulders for maximum comfort. And then let's do 3 more. Full breaths in and blowing it out like you're blowing through a straw. Full exhale. Notice all the thoughts and feelings that are present right now with acceptance. And relax the hands. Inhale, let's reach up as tall as we can. Hook the thumbs and touch your fingers to the sky. Stretch your back. And then exhale, bend the knees and melt forward, bringing the chest close to the thighs, walking your hands down your legs, releasing the neck, and then nodding the head yes and no. Breathe in here and breathe out fully. And then bend the knees and walk your hands up the legs to protect your back. Coming to a stand, bringing your hands to your lower back and gently leaning back, bringing the shoulder blades together, opening the back. And then slowly with your core engaged, come on back up. And then reach one hand up and see if you can touch the floor and the sky at the same time. How far apart can you make your hands? Looking forward or up or down. Free your neck. And then switch sides. Use your core in between so there's a reach where you get your whole body as long as you can, and then lightly engage the core to come on back. And we'll switch sides. You can point the fingers or press the palms. Breathe into the extension. Breathe out to change. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And let's shake it out. Now, a good stance for these practices are with the feet wider than hip width apart. The knees are soft and the hips are tucked in a little. So you feel springy, almost like you could move from side to side without too much effort. Daniela, will you help? Good morning, welcome. We're just getting started. You're right on time. Good, and then shake out your fingers. Thank you everyone for accommodating. Shake out your fingers, shake out your arms, shake out your hands. See if you can shake from the shoulder. So the arms are almost like thick ropes. Basic instructions for our Qigong practice, enjoy, right from Daniela. I love that. How to practice. Step 1, enjoy. Step 2, allow all the feelings to move. Step 3, don't shut things down if you're not enjoying. Oh, good. Shake out a leg. Same idea. Your leg is made of rope. So it's just going to move around because you're shaking from the hip. Try the other one. Bounce and shake. All by itself, 5 minutes a day of shaking is a complete Qigong practice. Let everything go. See if you can shake your head in a way that releases tension from your neck. So go gentle. Maybe there's some little creaks and pops. We are freeing our body of restrictions to our natural life force energy, allowing health, wellness, and mental clarity to dawn of its own accord. There's not much we need to do here except move and enjoy. All right, with the feet a little wider apart, we'll start turning from the waist and the hips for knocking on the door of life. Knocking on the door of your neighbor. Yay for those of you in person with us. How awesome it is to be with you. Soak that in for a moment, the kind, caring community that you are surrounded with. Now, there's a couple ways to do this one. This is another one of those slam dunk solo practices in the morning. So if you plant your feet and you imagine your legs are like tree trunks, it becomes a low back release. So your knees are strong and you're targeting the low back and the top half of the hips. And you're letting your hands bump into your back wherever it might be feel sore. And then there's a version I learned from one of my Qigong teachers, Daisy Lee, called tossing, where you bring your hand up and over like you're patting yourself on the back, and then you lift a heel. So take a breath in and toss away anything that's ready to be gone. Patting yourself wherever your hands go. Giving yourself an acupressure massage. All right, and then let's come back to the center and let's bring this into a moving meditation called Sifting. So as you inhale, your hands float up in front of you with the fingers separated, and exhale. Eyes can be open or closed. We'll do about 10 of these nice and slow. Feel within and feel without. Now let these become a dance with yourself. So the height of the hands, how far they go up and down, how your fingers are moving is all unique to you, like a snowflake. And notice that you are being embraced by the air around you, and you can feel this flowing through and around your fingers. Breathing through the nose. And when this feels complete, let your hands land covering your own precious heart. And let's radiate gratefulness for this moment, in this space, in this time. Feel your own tender heart. Let your face become neutral or welcome in a soft smile as the corners of your mouth move up towards your ears. Take a deep breath in and then let it out with a sigh and release your hands. And the hands can come down to the side, or if it's comfortable for your shoulders, interlace. Press the knuckles down towards the floor, and then the chin moves down to the chest and up to the side. And then down towards your chest as your chest lifts to meet it, and up to the side. If your eyes are open, let them be wide and soft so that you see everything. Breathing in and breathing out with the movements, breathing through your nose with nice full breaths, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. If you find a tight spot in your neck, you can leave your head there, bring one hand up, and then offer some self-massage into any place that's feeling tight. And then maybe there's another spot on the other side. Good. And then bring those hands forward, palms up, and open them to the side, lifting across the top of the chest, looking forward or up. And then round your back, wrapping yourself, lift up in the heels and press the center of your back to the ceiling. And then heels come down, open, lean back slightly, use your core to hold you, round, lift. Move with your breath in any way that feels comfortable. There's no right or wrong for how the breathing pattern is or how the movement is. Keep seeking ways to open and let go. Good. You can use that quiet ocean breath like we do in yoga classes, if that's comforting and helpful for you. Mostly making sure you're breathing through the nose, except when there's something to release. And then breathe out through your mouth for that. Shake it out. Come on back to the middle. Bring the hands to the lower back or to the waist and start spiraling the hips. First, tilting the hips in all the directions you can to get deep into the low back. And then let the circles become a little larger as they move around. Your head can stay over your feet, or you can bend your body in all the directions. Breathing through your nose. Nice full breaths. And then once you're at a full-size circle, start to make them smaller, still going in the same direction. Until the circles are small, and then you're working with the tilting of the hips more than the circling. And then try the other way. So we're reversing it as some tilting begins, leading to the outward spiral. Make a sigh or a sound. Until the circles are all the way large and then a little smaller and a little smaller. Good. And then any free-form movement that your body's asking for. Yeah, many of you are doing a forward fold. That's great. Like we did in the beginning, walking the hands down the legs. Release the hamstrings. You could even separate the feet for this, for wide-legged forward fold. Just make sure your hands are on something, the floor or your legs, and keep the knees bent. And release the head at the end, either holding it or swaying left and right. Start to come up. Turn your feet out and bend the knees and bring your hands to your thighs for the twist. Coiling python. One shoulder lowers, looking away from that shoulder. Getting deep into your back. If you feel a little adjustment there, whisper thank you to your body. When you find a twist that adjusts your own back in a way that's helpful, it's good to remember that and use liberally. And then start to move side to side, flowing like a river, shifting your weight almost all the way to one foot and then almost all the way to the other, and let your head move last in a kind of a wave. You can stay pretty upright, or if your hips are pretty open and you want to come way down into the side lunge, you could explore that. Careful with your knees on this one. Or keep your hands on your legs and keep moving side to side. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out with a sigh. Good. And then slowly inching your feet back together until you think you can steady yourself on one foot, and then use your core to lift yourself up, balance for a moment, and then place that foot down. You can bring one hand to your belly and one hand to the hips, and we'll start to make a wave front to back. So tucking the tail forward, and then the chest lifts as the hips go the other way, making the shape of a duck tail. So a wave from bottom to top, creating a cranial sacral pump, circulating, life-giving spinal fluid up to the brain, which then distributes energy and direction to the body. So try to find the flow of this. It's not so much about the neck. The head will end the movement as the cycle begins again, and you don't need to look up at the end. So gentle with the neck, mostly. And now once you have the movement, you can let the hands go, and then maximum tilt of the hips forwards and back, letting that wave flow. Now in our Qigong practice, we consider there to be three major energy centers: the lower dantian in the area of the hips and the belly, the middle dantian in the area of the heart, and then the upper energy center in the area of the brain, the third eye, and the crown. So we're going to start to consciously fill these by bringing our hands towards us with the palms up like we're receiving something vital from the nature around us. Inhaling, so the wave is still happening. The hands are spiraling completely in both directions to open the meridians that go to the fingers. So the hands are doing a full spiral, and with an in-breath, imagine you're bringing fresh life force energy into the lower energy center, the center of essence, of vitality, the center most correlated with the body itself. Inhaling, full breath, full wave. And then you can move up, and now the wave comes into the middle area of the heart and the lungs, the center of chi. Filling this. Use your imagination. Imagine that with a big breath and the hand movement and your intention that you actually can recharge and refill with energy. And then the upper one's a little smaller of a movement, brushing past your forehead and your ears. Relax and smile. Good. And then you can move up and down, middle, lower, middle, upper, in any way or pattern you'd like, or you can stay in one area. Full breath in, full breath out. Slow it down. And even when the movement gets slow and small, or even the outer movement stops, this energy will continue. So see how little you can move now with the same intention. And then now, let your body start to move and your hands move, perhaps with your eyes closed, and find a freestyle meditative movement. Noticing every part. If you'd like something to try, this one's called Cloudy Hands. And go so slow that your movement is slower than the breath. And you can notice all the micro movements. Stay with this a few more if you'd like, or if your body is asking for a pause, find your comfortable stance. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, let them slide down in front of your body, ending with the palms open towards the front. From here, stack your ankles over your feet, your knees over your ankles, your hips and shoulders over that as the shoulder blades come towards each other to lift the sternum. The chin draws in as the top of the head gets a little taller. Imagining you are a bridge between heaven and earth. As you inhale, bring your attention to your core. And as you exhale, bring your attention to the palms of your hands. Feel everything. And start to let your body find movement once again. Stepping the feet a little wider. And we're going to play with the teacups today. So find a nice comfortable stance where you can move back and forth because your whole body gets involved with this. And the idea is to keep your palm up as if you're holding a cup of tea that you don't want to spill. So they both start in front of you with the palms up. We'll first get the movement down and then we'll add in the breath. So one hand comes forward like you're starting, like pouring the cup of tea. And then it comes back. Your hips are moving with it. It comes back and around, circling your body. And here's where you bend forward and that hand comes around behind you and over top of you as your hips make a giant circle. And then you serve the tea. And then the other hand from the shoulder flows forward, receives its tea, comes around behind you and up and over and around. And then the other hand flows forward, receives its cup of tea around the chi belt of the waist, underneath. So you're making a huge circle with your back and your hips. Fully arching, flexing, rounding your back. Good, relax. We're playing with the teacups, remember. This isn't high tea in some English garden, okay? This is Qigong tea. We're here to have fun. Maximum movement in all directions. This creates a supple spine, circulates chi, releases the shoulders, relaxes the face. This is basically a magic move. Now, how does the breath want to go? You're probably already getting it going. Inhale to receive the tea. Exhale as you start the big move around. Inhale as you finish and come back to the front. And then once you have the move and you're feeling the breath, similar to that or a little different, go a little deeper and feel the energy currents within. It helps sometimes to slow down. Keep the knees a little bit soft and bent so that your hips are helping you. And if your hands do something different and the cup spills, that's okay, because there's another fresh cup waiting at the front for the next move. And then slow it down. Maybe it goes a little smaller. Make it easier so that you can go below the physical movement. And feel that there is a force animating you. Something is powering your lungs and your heart. Something is growing you. Be curious. And when that's starting to feel complete, like we did after the last one, a little free form movement, let the energy express itself. See if you can release anywhere that's tight. Take your own move if you would like. And then for the standing meditation in between, feet wide apart. Inhale, collect the chi. Exhale, feel the air in your own electrical field as the hands come down. They open to the front as the shoulder blades come together, lifting the top of the chest. And then root down. Connect to the earth with 10% tension. Stacking your body, letting the crown of your head become a little taller from the back of the head, not the front. And then 2 gate breathing. Inhale into your center. Exhale into the palms of your hands. Soft knees, soft gaze, soft smile. And look within, listen within, and feel within. Take a breath in and out with a sigh. And letting the feet move. And then separate into a high horse stance. So the feet turn out, the knees bend a little. This one's called separating heaven and earth. So it's a energizing practice where we start to play with an imaginary chi ball in front of you, below the navel. So find your navel, and a little below that, let your hands be round like you're actually holding something precious. Your hands aren't soft because it might slip through. Okay? Takes a little imagination at first, and it's measurable, the bioelectric energy field that you are and that you have been cultivating here. And then for separating heaven and earth, the hands separate, and when the top hand reaches the area of the heart, they push palms away, so they both rotate and then press apart, and the shoulder comes in for the lower hand. And then with a big move, you tilt forward, reaching and scooping as both palms flip up, coming close to the ground, pulling energy up into your body from the earth, and then the top hand reverses back to the chi ball. Your knees bent. Inhale, separate. Exhale, press a palm down and a palm up. Shoulder is in. Reach forward, scooping both hands. Draw it up. Imagine you're breathing energy into your body, and then the top hand flips over and you're on the other side. So with the breath, inhale, separate, exhale, press, inhale, scoop, exhale, compress the chi. Inhale, draw it apart like it's silly putty. Exhale. Inhale, scoop. And as the scoop comes up, the top hand flips to meet the bottom hand. Good. Get that ocean breath coming and let this really work with this one here, okay? Use your body. Use your energy. Only coming forward as far as is comfortable for your body, which might be a lot forward. Find the meditation inside this movement. There's a big, powerful action with your body without, and yet there is a center of stillness within. Put your roots down deep into that. You're feeling a little warm. That's a sign that the energy is moving and working. Your whole body is getting filled, enlivened, regenerated. Last few with all of the presence in every part of the move and the breath. And when you feel complete, we'll come back to that chi ball in front with the feet as wide apart as they'd like, and it's okay if they're together. And as you breathe, we'll start with the hands above and below. And as you breathe, let the hands move in any way that feels good. A little apart and a little together. Seeing if you can feel some elasticity in this area. And then with the hands still facing each other, start to roll the ball forward. So your hand, your wrist comes all the way up the back and then pours down the front. So that the palms stay facing each other. And we're going to start to build this a little bit more. You can stay small, or perhaps naturally you want to have the hands be a little farther apart. Always rolling, keeping the hands facing each other. And then reverse it. Going the other way. This is called dragon plays with the chi ball. If your legs are tired, you can adjust your feet anytime, and yet keep your attention on your core. And then start going a little faster with a fiery yang version. A little faster, a little faster, a lot faster, a lot faster. The hips are moving, the knees are moving, the body's moving, the shoulders are moving. The other direction, faster, faster, faster. Is your breath there? And then slower, larger. Now the yin water version. And then any version you'd like. Starting to adjust the feet as they come a little closer together into that good stance, wider than hip width apart, knees soft, and let the hands settle wherever you feel that magnetism. Maybe the forearms are sloping down and the hands are in line and the fingers are slightly bent, making that ball shape. And then let's meditate here. Noticing any tingling or warmth in your hand. And then change it up. So if they're side to side, switch so they're above below. Feel that. And then change it up one more time. And then let's open this up to encompass the whole world by bringing the hands together and out into chalice arms. Imagine now that your heart is as wide as the world, and the whole earth is now being held by all of us collectively. And then let the hands float back down as we bring it back inward. Hands covering the lower belly, feet in any comfortable position. Always returning the chi to the center at the end of practice. So as you breathe in, imagine that light is forming or glowing or growing behind your hands. And as you breathe out, this golden white light is getting a little smaller and a little brighter. Breathing in, light is flowing into this area from all around you. Breathing out, it's staying there, getting a little smaller and brighter. When this feels complete, release the hands, start to rub them together. And we'll do chi washing to close. So the hands get warm, 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 and then bring them to cover your eyes. And then start to brush out your face. Brush out the forehead, brush out your nose, brush out your cheeks, brush out your hair and scalp, brush out your shoulders. And then we'll lightly tap, moving down the outside of the arm, and then down the inside of the arm, touching every part. Over to the other side, shoulder and outside, and then down the inside. Around to the backs of the legs, tapping down all the way to your feet. And then the fronts of the legs, tapping all the way down to your feet. And then the insides of the legs, tapping all the way down to your feet. And then lifting one arm and starting at the armpit and coming down the whole outside line of the body. And then to the other. Good. And when that feels complete, let's come to lie down, releasing into the floor, into the mat. Or to sit if you'd prefer. Come to a position where you're comfortable. Relaxing, releasing, letting go. Take a breath in, let it out with a sigh. Your legs can be straight or they can be bent with your knees touching. Turning your head left and right, letting the shoulder blades flatten out on the ground. Noticing your toes, your ankles, your knees, and your hips. Noticing the palms of your hands, your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Noticing your stomach, your chest, your neck, and the top of your head. Noticing the whole body, letting go of the whole body. You can receive the next breath. Noticing the breath as if it's coming from a great distance across oceans, forests, and fields, refreshing you. Starting to move your fingers and your toes. If you're lying down, you can bend your knees and move the knees to the left and to the right into a spinal twist. If you connect with your neighbor, for those of you in person, let yourself feel grateful for this community. Take any other moves or stretches that you would like. And when you feel complete, rolling over to your side and coming up to sit or to kneel for our close. Both hands to cover your heart, feeling your own precious heartbeat. And from our hearts to yours, we thank you all for joining us this morning. Thank you.